What if I told you that everything you've ever dreamed of becoming is still within your reach? That no matter where you are right now, stuck, lost, or just unsure, you already have the power to rewrite your story, starting today. This isn't just another motivational video. This is your wake-up call. Imagine looking back 1 year from now, realizing that this moment, right now, was the turning point. The moment you stopped letting fear, doubt, and old habits hold you back. The moment you decided, no more excuses, no more waiting for the perfect time, no more settling for less than I deserve. Because here's the truth. You're not broken, you're not too late, and you're not alone. The best version of you is just waiting to be unleashed, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. So, if you're ready to let go of the past, take control of your future, and become the person you were always meant to be, stay with me, because the next few minutes could change your life forever. Are you ready to step into your power? Let's make it happen, right here, right now. Chapter 1. The Hero's Beginning. Every hero's journey begins with a call to action. But before you answer the call, you must know why. What's your why for change? Imagine yourself as the hero of a great story, standing at a crossroads. What's pulling you forward? This chapter helps listeners clarify their motivations, drawing inspiration from personal anecdotes and examples of famous individuals who embraced their transformation. Chapter 2. The mirror test. Stand in front of a mirror and ask yourself, who am I today? Who do I want to be? This chapter guides the listener through a powerful exercise in self-reflection and acceptance. It's not about criticizing who you are, but understanding your foundation to build on. Chapter 3. Designing your vision board. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a blank canvas in front of you. This canvas is completely yours, waiting for you to fill it with dreams, ideas, and everything you want to achieve. Think of it as the map to the life you desire, the guide that will keep you focused when life gets overwhelming or uncertain. Picture yourself in a quiet, comfortable space where your thoughts flow freely. In your mind, you see the first image, a glowing version of yourself. This is you at your happiest, healthiest, and most fulfilled. Maybe you're laughing with friends, standing on a stage, exploring a foreign country, or simply enjoying peace and contentment in your heart. This image feels real, almost tangible, because it's more than a dream, it's a possibility. Now, let's bring this vision to life. Imagine flipping through old magazines, scrolling through pictures online, or walking through your favorite store. As you do, certain things catch your attention. A beautiful home with large windows, a notebook labeled best-selling author, a plane flying to your dream destination, or even just the word courage printed in bold letters. These aren't just random images, they're symbols of the life you want to build. Think of how powerful it is to see these symbols every day. It's like planting seeds in your mind. Each time you look at them, you're reminded of where you're headed. The struggling entrepreneur who once dreamed of success started by pinning a picture of a small cafe on their wall. They stared at that image daily, imagining what it would feel like to own their own business. Over time, their actions naturally aligned with their vision. The cafe became real because they refused to let the dream fade. As you create your vision board, remember there are no rules. Your board can be filled with big dreams, small desires, or even simple words that inspire you. Maybe it's a picture of a smiling face that reminds you to focus on happiness, or a photo of a mountain that challenges you to climb higher in life. Each piece you choose should spark something in you, a sense of excitement, hope, or determination. The beauty of this process is that it makes your dreams visible and tangible. It's no longer just a thought in your mind or a wish in your heart. It's something you can see and touch, a constant reminder of why you're working so hard. Each time you glance at it, you're telling yourself, this is what I'm working toward. This is who I'm becoming. Let the vision board become part of your daily life. Hang it where you'll see it often, on your bedroom wall, above your desk, or even as the background on your phone. Whenever you feel lost or discouraged, let it remind you of what's possible. Every image, every word, and every symbol on that board is a reflection of your potential and the amazing things waiting for you in 2025. As you design your vision board, remember the magic lies not just in the images, but in the belief behind them. You're not just creating a collage of pretty pictures, you're building a life. The moment you truly believe in your vision, you begin to turn it into reality. And just like the entrepreneur with the cafe, you'll look back one day and realize it all started with a single picture and a dream. Chapter 4. Burn the old script. Imagine you're holding a worn-out, dog-eared book in your hands. Its cover is faded, and its pages are filled with stories of your past, both the good and the bad. Some pages make you smile, reminding you of moments when you were at your best. But others are heavy, filled with pain, regret, and self-doubt. This book, this old script, has shaped who you are today. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to define who you will become. Take a moment to think about the words written in this script. Maybe it's the voice of someone who told you that you weren't good enough. Perhaps it's a memory of a failure that left you feeling unworthy, or a belief you've carried for years that you'll never be able to change. These words have lingered in your mind, playing on repeat like an old, scratched record. They've created a narrative that whispers, "This is just who you are." But what if it isn't? What if this script isn't the truth, but a story you've been telling yourself? What if you could rip out those pages and start fresh, writing a new story where you're the hero, not the victim? That's exactly what this chapter is about. Letting go of the old heavy script and creating space for something new, something extraordinary. Picture a quiet evening. The air is cool and the sky is painted with the colors of a setting sun. In front of you is a small fire, its flames dancing gently, ready to burn away what no longer serves you. In your hand, you hold a piece of paper, blank at first, but now filled with all the things you're ready to release. You've written down your fears, your self-doubt, and the old beliefs that have kept you stuck. Maybe it says, "I'm not smart enough," or "I'll never be successful." Perhaps it's simply a memory that's too painful to carry any longer. As you read the words aloud, you begin to feel their weight. You've been carrying this script for so long that it's become a part of you, but now you see it for what it truly is, just words. They don't define you unless you let them. With a deep breath, you bring the paper to the flame. The fire catches quickly, and the words that once held you captive are reduced to ashes. In that moment, you feel a sense of release, a lightness that you haven't felt in years. This isn't just about burning a piece of paper, it's about reclaiming your power. You're telling yourself and the universe that you're ready to move on. You're no longer willing to let the past dictate your future. The old script served its purpose, teaching you lessons and shaping your journey. But it's time to thank it, let it go, and make room for a new story to unfold. Think about the moments in history when people transformed their lives by letting go of the past. There's the woman who left an unfulfilling job to chase her passion, risking everything for a chance at happiness. There's the man who forgave himself for his mistakes, finally allowing himself to heal and move forward. These stories didn't begin with a grand achievement. They began with a single decision to let go of the old and embrace the new. You too have this power. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing yourself from the chains of guilt, regret, and fear. It's not always easy. Sometimes the old script feels comfortable, even if it's painful, because it's familiar. But comfort zones are cages, and true growth happens when you step outside of them. Now imagine a new book in your hands. Its cover is pristine, and its pages are blank, waiting for your words. What will you write? Will it be a story of courage, resilience, and transformation? Will it be a tale of love for yourself and others, and the pursuit of your dreams? The pen is in your hand, and the possibilities are endless. As you move forward, remind yourself that you don't have to carry everything with you. Some memories and beliefs belong in the past. The future is wide open, and you're the author of your next chapter. The fire of transformation is still burning within you, ready to light the way to a new beginning. This is the moment you've been waiting for, the moment you let go of the old script and start writing the story of the person you're destined to become. Burn the old, embrace the new, and step boldly into the life you deserve. Chapter 5. Crafting the Blueprint in 2025. Imagine you've just purchased an empty plot of land. The soil is rich, the location is perfect, and the potential is endless. But without a clear plan, the land will remain untouched, full of possibilities, yet unrealized. That's what your life in 2025 is right now, an open field of opportunities, waiting for you to decide what you want to build. This chapter is about designing the blueprint of your year, shaping your goals into a solid foundation that will guide you toward the life you've always dreamed of. Let's begin by looking back at the plot of land you've cultivated over the years. Perhaps you've built a few structures, achievements, habits, or routines, but they don't quite fit together. Some might even be shaky, built on weak foundations like procrastination, fear, or doubt. Maybe there are weeds, bad habits, toxic relationships, or limiting beliefs that have overrun certain areas. The beauty of a blueprint is that it allows you to reimagine everything. You're not bound by what already exists. You have the power to clear the space and start anew. Before you can sketch out your vision, you need clarity. Close your eyes and visualize the life you want to create in 2025. Picture yourself standing in the center of your dream life. What does it look like? Are you surrounded by people who uplift and inspire you? Do you feel physically strong and vibrant? Are you pursuing work that excites you, or finally starting that business or project you've been thinking about for years? These are not idle fantasies. They're the first lines of your blueprint. Now, imagine you're an architect, standing at a drafting table with a blank sheet in front of you. The first step is to define the major structures you want to build this year. Think of these as the pillars of your life: health, relationships, career, personal growth, and anything else that matters deeply to you. Each of these pillars represents a part of your blueprint. For instance, if health is one of your pillars, what does a strong, unshakable foundation look like? Maybe it's a daily routine of nourishing meals, regular exercise, and restful sleep. If relationships are a priority, imagine building spaces in your life where connection and love can thrive. One powerful example comes to mind: a young woman named Clara. Clara was tired of feeling like her life was a series of disconnected events with no sense of direction. She decided to craft a blueprint for her year. She started by choosing her pillars: career, health, and personal fulfillment. For her career, she envisioned herself as a published writer. She added specific milestones to her blueprint: write for an hour every morning, submit articles to magazines, and enroll in a creative writing course. For her health, she imagined herself feeling strong and energetic. She committed to cooking healthy meals 3 times a week and joining a local yoga class. For personal fulfillment, she saw herself exploring new hobbies and traveling to 1 new country. By the end of the year, Clara not only achieved her goals, but also felt a sense of purpose she had never experienced before. Your blueprint isn't just about big dreams, it's about the smaller details that bring those dreams to life. Think about the routines, habits, and systems you'll need to build to support your pillars. These are the beams and bricks of your blueprint. For example, if your goal is to grow in your career, the beams might include attending workshops, networking with peers, and consistently delivering high-quality work. The bricks are the daily actions, like setting aside time for skill development or blocking out distractions during your most productive hours. As you craft your blueprint, remember that flexibility is key. Life is unpredictable, and even the most well-thought-out plans may need adjustments. Think of your blueprint as a living document, not a rigid set of rules. Just like an architect revises their plans based on new information, you'll refine your goals and strategies as the year unfolds. This isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign of growth. A crucial part of your blueprint is to include spaces for reflection and celebration. Too often, we get so focused on reaching the next milestone that we forget to appreciate how far we've come. Build in moments to pause, look back, and honor your progress. Whether it's journaling at the end of each month or treating yourself to something special after completing a big task, these moments will keep you motivated and grounded. Finally, remember that no blueprint is complete without a foundation of self-belief. The most beautifully designed plans will crumble if you don't believe in your ability to follow through. Picture yourself standing tall, holding your blueprint in your hands and saying, "I can do this. I am capable of creating the life I want." That belief is the cornerstone of everything you'll build. As the year unfolds, your blueprint will guide you like a compass, pointing you toward your goals and keeping you aligned with your purpose. It's not just a plan, it's a promise to yourself, a declaration that 2025 will be the year you step fully into your potential. So take a deep breath, pick up your pen, and start designing. The field is yours, the canvas is blank, and the possibilities are endless. Let the masterpiece of your life begin. Chapter 6. Micro Wins, Major Gains. Imagine standing at the base of a massive mountain, its peak hidden by clouds. The climb feels overwhelming, almost impossible. You look up and think, how am I ever going to make it to the top? But then, a guide beside you places a reassuring hand on your shoulder and says, "Don't focus on the peak, just take the first step." That's the secret of achieving anything monumental in life, not by leaping to the summit, but by taking small, consistent steps forward. This chapter is about embracing those tiny victories, those micro wins, that will ultimately lead you to major, life-changing gains. Too often, people get lost in the enormity of their goals. They think about losing 50 pounds, writing a best-selling book, or building a thriving business, and they freeze. The goal seems so far away, and the path to it feels unclear. What they don't realize is that the journey to any big achievement is built on countless small moments of effort. Each step, no matter how small, is a win. And when you learn to celebrate those micro wins, something magical happens. You build momentum, and that momentum carries you further than you ever thought possible. Let's think about this through a story. There was a man named Daniel who wanted to transform his health. For years he tried extreme diets, grueling workout routines and detox plans. Each time he burned out within weeks because he was trying to overhaul his entire life all at once. One day he decided to try a different approach. He started small. On the first day he drank an extra glass of water. On the second he took a 10-minute walk. On the third he swapped his usual fast food lunch for a salad. These changes seemed insignificant at first, but over time they began to add up. After 6 months, Daniel had lost 30 pounds, felt more energetic than ever, and had built habits he could sustain. His transformation wasn't the result of one big change, but the accumulation of micro wins. Think about this in your own life. What big goal feels overwhelming to you right now? Maybe it's saving money, improving your health, or learning a new skill. Instead of focusing on the end goal, break it down into the smallest possible actions. If your goal is to save money, start by saving just $1 a day. If you want to get fit, start with a single push-up. If you want to learn a new language, start by mastering just 5 words. These small actions might not feel like much in the moment, but over time, they create a snowball effect. There's a powerful concept called the 1% rule. It's the idea that if you improve by just 1% every day, those small gains compound over time. Imagine improving your health, your skills, or your mindset by just 1% each day. By the end of the year, you wouldn't just be a little better, you'd be a completely transformed person. This is the magic of micro wins. They might seem insignificant on their own, but their power lies in their consistency. Another story comes to mind, this time about a writer named Sarah. She had always dreamed of publishing a novel, but struggled to find the time to write. Between work, family, and other responsibilities, the idea of sitting down to write an entire book felt impossible. So Sarah set a tiny goal: write just 100 words a day. That's less than a paragraph, something she could fit into even the busiest of days. At first, it felt almost too easy, but she stuck with it. Some days, she wrote only 100 words. Other days, she found herself writing more because the act of starting made it easier to keep going. By the end of the year, Sarah had written over 36,000 words, a solid first draft of her novel. The lesson here is simple: micro wins build confidence. Every small success sends a message to your brain: I can do this. That confidence encourages you to keep going, to push a little further, and to dream a little bigger. And when you look back, you'll be amazed at how far those tiny steps have taken you. Micro wins also teach you resilience. There will be days when life feels overwhelming, when progress feels slow, or when setbacks threaten to derail you. But even on those days, you can achieve a micro win. Maybe you can't complete a full workout, but you can stretch for 5 minutes. Maybe you can't save a large sum of money, but you can skip that expensive coffee for the day. These small actions keep you moving forward, even in the face of challenges. Think about a puzzle. When you first open the box, the pieces seem scattered and chaotic, but piece by piece the picture starts to come together. That's what micro wins do. They slowly but surely reveal the bigger picture of your dreams. One of the most beautiful things about micro wins is that they create a ripple effect. When you accomplish one small goal, it often leads to another. For example, if you start walking for just 10 minutes a day, you might find that you naturally want to eat healthier or drink more water. If you save a small amount of money, you might feel inspired to budget more effectively. Success breeds success, and it all starts with that first step. As you go through 2025, remember that the big wins will come, but they're built on the foundation of small daily actions. Celebrate each micro win, no matter how small it may seem. Smile after completing that short workout. Feel proud after drinking that extra glass of water. Acknowledge the effort it took to save that small amount of money or learn that new word. The mountain might seem daunting at first, but as you take each step, you'll find yourself climbing higher and higher. And one day, when you reach the peak and look back at the path you've traveled, you'll realize that every single step, every micro win, was worth it. This is how you achieve major gains, not through leaps and bounds, but through the power of small, consistent victories. Chapter 7. Breaking the Chains of Routine. Imagine waking up one morning and feeling like you're stuck in a loop. a never-ending cycle where every day feels like a copy of the last. The same alarm clock sound, the same coffee, the same commute, the same tasks, the same exhaustion at the end of the day. Life can sometimes feel like you're walking on a treadmill, moving but not really going anywhere. This chapter is about stepping off that treadmill and breaking free from the chains of routine that might be holding you back. Routine isn't inherently bad. It gives structure to our lives and helps us accomplish essential tasks without overthinking. But when routine becomes rigid and repetitive, it can suffocate creativity, limit growth, and drain the joy out of living. Over time, we stop questioning why we do what we do and simply go through the motions. Breaking free from these chains doesn't mean abandoning all structure. It means reimagining your days with purpose and excitement, allowing room for growth, adventure, and discovery. Think of your current routine as a well-worn path through a forest. It's familiar, safe, and easy to follow. But what if that path no longer leads to where you want to go? What if your true potential lies beyond that trail, in uncharted territory? Breaking the chains of routine means stepping off that beaten path and forging a new one, even if it feels uncertain at first. Let me tell you about Mark. He was a corporate professional who lived for the weekend, dreading Mondays and counting down the days until Friday. Every day was the same. Wake up, commute to work, sit at his desk, return home, watch TV, and repeat. One day, Mark realized that years had gone by, and he couldn't remember anything truly remarkable about his daily life. It wasn't that he was unhappy. He was just stuck in a cycle of monotony. He decided to make a change, but he didn't know where to start. Mark began with one simple shift. Instead of taking his usual route to work, he walked a different way. Along this new path, he discovered a small cafe he'd never noticed before. He started stopping there for coffee each morning, and soon he struck up conversations with the owner and other regulars. Those conversations sparked new ideas and connections that eventually led him to pursue a passion project, a podcast about creativity. That small change in his routine had opened the door to a completely new chapter of his life. This is the power of breaking routine. Even the smallest shifts can create a ripple effect, leading to discoveries, opportunities, and growth you never imagined. When you disrupt the patterns of your daily life, you invite fresh energy and new possibilities. Think about your own routine. What are the habits or patterns that feel automatic, like you're on autopilot? Maybe it's scrolling through your phone as soon as you wake up, eating the same lunch every day, or spending hours binge-watching shows in the evening. These routines might feel comforting, but are they adding value to your life? Are they helping you grow, or are they keeping you stuck in place? Now imagine injecting a little spark into your day, a moment of spontaneity or a deliberate shift in your actions. What if, instead of scrolling through your phone in the morning, you spent 5 minutes journaling about your goals for the day? What if you tried cooking a new recipe for dinner or signed up for a class in something you've always been curious about? These small disruptions can feel like opening a window in a stuffy room, letting in fresh air and light. One powerful way to break the chains of routine is to embrace the concept of micro-adventures. You don't need to quit your job or travel to a faraway country to inject excitement into your life. A micro-adventure could be as simple as exploring a new hiking trail, trying a different type of cuisine, or learning a skill you've never attempted before. These experiences don't have to be grand, they just need to be new. The goal is to challenge your mind, awaken your curiosity, and remind yourself that life is full of possibilities. Let's not forget the role of mindset in breaking free from routine. Sometimes we're trapped not by our external circumstances, but by the stories we tell ourselves. I'm too busy. I'm not creative. I'll try something new when I have more time. These thoughts act as invisible chains, keeping us from stepping outside our comfort zones. But the truth is, the perfect time to make a change will never arrive. You have to create it. By shifting your mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility, you can begin to see routine as a choice rather than a prison. Think of breaking routine as planting seeds in a garden. At first, the soil might seem barren and you might wonder if anything will grow. But as you water those seeds, new habits, experiences and perspectives, they begin to sprout. Over time, your life transforms into a vibrant garden full of color, variety, and life. Another inspiring story comes to mind. Lisa, a mother of two, who felt like her entire day revolved around taking care of others. She loved her family, but her routine left no room for herself. One day, she decided to start a morning ritual just for her. She woke up 30 minutes earlier than usual, made herself a cup of tea, and spent that time reading and journaling. That small change became the anchor for bigger shifts in her life. She started prioritizing her health, pursuing hobbies she'd forgotten about, and reconnecting with her dreams. Lisa didn't need to abandon her responsibilities. She just needed to break the pattern that made her feel invisible in her own life. As you think about breaking your own routine, remember that it doesn't require dramatic changes or sweeping transformations. It starts with small, intentional actions. Try something new today, even if it feels uncomfortable or awkward. Take a different route home. Listen to a podcast instead of music, or reach out to someone you've lost touch with. These little moments of change are like cracks in the chains, slowly breaking them apart. When you break free from routine, you're not just changing your actions, you're changing your perspective. You begin to see the world with fresh eyes, noticing opportunities and beauty where you once saw monotony. Life becomes an adventure again, full of surprises and possibilities. So take a deep breath, step off the well-worn path, and dare to explore the unknown. Break the chains of routine and discover the freedom, growth, and joy that await you on the other side. This is your chance to reinvent your days, your mindset, and your life. The journey begins now. Chapter 8. Master your morning, own your day. The morning is the most powerful part of your day. Imagine it as the foundation of a house. Everything you build on top of it depends on how solid that base is. A chaotic, rushed, or unintentional morning often leads to a day filled with stress, distractions, and unproductive moments. On the other hand, a purposeful and empowered morning sets the tone for a day of clarity, focus, and achievement. This chapter is about helping you master your mornings so you can take charge of your entire day and, ultimately, your life. Picture this. The alarm buzzes and you hit snooze. 10 minutes later, it buzzes again and you groggily reach for your phone, scrolling through emails or social media. Before you've even gotten out of bed, you're already feeling behind, bombarded with notifications, tasks, and the weight of the day ahead. Sound familiar? This is how many people start their mornings, and it's a recipe for overwhelm and frustration. But what if your mornings didn't start like this? What if instead your mornings felt calm, intentional, and energizing? Imagine waking up to a moment of peace, setting the tone for your day with purpose. Imagine feeling ahead, not behind, like you're in control of your life instead of being controlled by it. This isn't a fantasy, it's a choice. And the good news is, you have the power to create mornings like this every single day. Let me share the story of David, a man who felt like his life was spiraling out of control. He had a demanding job, a family to care for, and little time for himself. His mornings were a mad rush, waking up late, grabbing coffee on the go, and starting his day in a state of panic. One day, he realized he couldn't keep living like this. He decided to try something new, waking up just 30 minutes earlier than usual. At first it was a struggle, but he used that extra time to sit quietly with a cup of coffee, reflect on his goals for the day, and take a few deep breaths. Over time, those 30 minutes transformed his mornings and his life. He started waking up even earlier to fit in exercise and journaling. By the time his workday began, he felt centered, focused, and ready to tackle anything. The lesson here is simple. The way you start your day determines the way you live your day. If you take control of your morning, you can take control of your entire life. Think about what happens when you wake up and let the world dictate your morning. Maybe it's checking emails before you've even had breakfast, reacting to the demands of others, or rushing through your morning routine without a moment to pause. These habits rob you of the opportunity to set your own tone for the day. Instead of starting with intention, you're starting with reaction, and that's a recipe for stress. To master your morning, you need to flip the script. Instead of letting the day happen to you, you decide how you want to show up for the day. This isn't about perfection or squeezing more productivity into your schedule. It's about creating a sense of purpose and balance. Let's imagine your ideal morning. You wake up to a gentle alarm, not the jarring buzz of your phone. The first thing you do isn't checking emails or scrolling through social media, but taking a deep breath and smiling, grateful for a new day. You get out of bed, stretch your body, and drink a glass of water to hydrate. Maybe you spend a few minutes meditating, journaling, or reading something inspiring. Perhaps you go for a short walk or do a quick workout to energize your body. By the time your work or responsibilities begin, you've already nurtured your mind, body, and spirit. You feel grounded, focused, and ready for whatever comes your way. This kind of morning isn't just for people with lots of free time. It's for anyone who's willing to prioritize their well-being. Even 10 or 15 minutes of intentional time can make a world of difference. What matters most is how you spend those minutes, not how many you have. There's another story worth sharing about Sarah, a mother of 3 who felt like she had no time for herself. Her mornings were chaotic, filled with waking up the kids, making breakfast, and rushing everyone out the door. She decided to wake up just 15 minutes earlier each day to create a small morning ritual for herself. In those 15 minutes, she would sip her coffee in silence, write down 3 things she was grateful for, and plan her top priorities for the day. That simple shift not only made her mornings more peaceful, but also helped her approach her day with a sense of calm and focus. The beauty of mastering your morning is that it creates a ripple effect throughout your day. When you start with intention, you're less likely to be thrown off by unexpected challenges. You'll have more energy, more focus, and a clearer sense of purpose. Over time, these small changes add up, transforming not just your days, but your entire life. One of the most important aspects of mastering your morning is consistency. It's not about having a perfect morning every day. It's about committing to your routine and showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. There will be days when you're tempted to hit snooze or skip your ritual, but remember, every time you choose to prioritize your morning, you're investing in yourself. Another powerful aspect of morning mastery is the mindset it creates. When you dedicate time to yourself in the morning, you're sending a message to your subconscious. I matter, my goals matter, my well-being matters. This mindset carries over into everything you do, helping you approach your day with confidence and purpose. Think of your morning routine as a gift you give yourself, a way to nurture your body, mind, and soul before the demands of the day take over. It doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming, it just has to be intentional. Whether it's 5 minutes of meditation, a short walk, or simply drinking your coffee without distractions, these small actions have the power to transform your day. As you think about your own mornings, ask yourself, How do I want to feel when I wake up? What kind of energy do I want to bring into my day? What small changes can I make to create a morning that empowers me? The answers to these questions will help you design a morning routine that aligns with your goals and values. Remember, mastering your morning isn't about doing more. It's about being more. It's about showing up for yourself with intention, creating space for growth, and starting each day with purpose. When you master your morning, you own your day. And when you own your day, you take control of your life. This is your opportunity to reclaim your mornings and, in doing so, reclaim your power. The sun rises every day, bringing with it a new chance to begin again. Make the most of it. Your morning is yours. Use it wisely and watch as it transforms your life. Chapter 9. The Emotional Detox. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents an unresolved emotion: anger, guilt, resentment, fear, sadness, or shame. As you go through life, the weight of this backpack grows heavier, making every step feel more difficult. You try to ignore it, distract yourself, or push through, but the weight never disappears. Now, imagine what it would feel like to finally take off that backpack, to set it down and walk away lighter, freer, and more at peace. That is the power of an emotional detox, letting go of the emotional weight you've been carrying so you can move forward with clarity and strength. We talk a lot about physical detoxes, cleansing our bodies of toxins, but we rarely talk about emotional detoxes, even though emotional baggage can be just as harmful. Negative emotions, when left unchecked, don't simply fade away. They fester, affecting our mental health, relationships, and even our physical well-being. Stress, anxiety, sleepless nights, and even physical illnesses are often rooted in unprocessed emotions. This chapter is about recognizing, releasing, and healing those emotions so you can reclaim your inner peace. Let's begin by understanding why these emotions stick around. Picture a glass of muddy water. If you keep stirring it, the water stays murky. But if you let it sit still, the mud begins to settle and the water clears. Emotions work the same way. When we're constantly busy, distracted, or suppressing our feelings, the mud never has a chance to settle. Emotional detoxing is about creating the space for clarity, allowing yourself to process and release the emotions that have been clouding your mind. Let me tell you a story about Claire, a high-achieving professional who seemed to have it all together on the outside, but felt deeply unhappy on the inside. She realized she'd been holding on to resentment toward a close friend who had betrayed her trust years ago. Claire had buried the pain, telling herself she was over it, but the anger would resurface in subtle ways, snapping at colleagues, feeling irritable for no reason, or distancing herself from people who wanted to get close to her. When Claire finally acknowledged the hurt, she allowed herself to feel the pain fully. She cried, journaled, and even wrote a letter to her old friend, not to send, but to release the words she had never said. That act of releasing her emotions didn't fix the past, but it freed her from its grip. For the first time in years, Claire felt light. This is the essence of an emotional detox, not erasing the past, but removing its power over you. It starts with awareness. Take a moment to reflect on the emotions you've been carrying. Is there someone you need to forgive, not for their sake, but for your own peace? Is there a mistake you're holding on to that you need to forgive yourself for? Are there fears or insecurities that have been holding you back? Naming these emotions is the first step to letting them go. Releasing emotions can take many forms, and it's important to find what works for you. For some, it's journaling, writing down every thought and feeling without judgment, letting the words flow onto the page like a river. For others, it's speaking to a trusted friend, therapist, or coach who can help them process their feelings. Some people find release through creative outlets like painting, dancing, or playing music, while others turn to meditation, prayer, or deep breathing exercises to calm their minds. One powerful technique for emotional detoxing is visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing by a river. In your hands, you hold a rock that represents a specific emotion, perhaps guilt, anger, or fear. Visualize yourself placing that rock into the river and watching as the current carries it away. Feel the weight lifting from your hands, your shoulders, and your heart. This simple act of imagination can be surprisingly effective in helping you release what no longer serves you. Another effective method is practicing self-compassion. Too often, we judge ourselves harshly for feeling negative emotions. We tell ourselves to get over it or be stronger, but this only deepens the wound. Instead, try treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend. When feelings of sadness or anger arise, acknowledge them without judgment. Say to yourself, "It's okay to feel this way. I'm human, and I'm allowed to have emotions." This act of self-acceptance creates a safe space for healing. During an emotional detox, it's also important to create healthy boundaries. Sometimes the weight we carry isn't just from our own emotions, but from the energy of others. Are there people in your life who constantly drain you, criticize you, or bring negativity into your space? Setting boundaries doesn't mean cutting people off entirely, though sometimes that may be necessary. It means protecting your energy and prioritizing your well-being. Let's not forget the importance of forgiveness, not for others, but for yourself. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as condoning someone else's actions, but in reality, it's about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. When you forgive, you're not saying, "What happened was okay." You're saying, "I refuse to let this control me any longer." Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, a way to reclaim your power and peace. As you release old emotions, you create space for something new. Think of it like cleaning out a cluttered room. Once you've cleared away the mess, you have room to decorate, to fill the space with things that bring you joy, comfort, and inspiration. The same is true for your emotional life. As you let go of anger, fear, and sadness, you make room for love, hope, and happiness. Let me share one final story. Maya, a single mother, had been holding on to guilt for years. She blamed herself for not being able to provide everything her children wanted. The guilt consumed her, making her feel unworthy and constantly anxious. One day, she decided to face this guilt head-on. She wrote herself a letter, listing all the ways she had shown up for her kids with love, sacrifice, and dedication. As she read the letter aloud, she realized she had been punishing herself for not being perfect when she had already given her children what mattered most, her love and presence. Maya's emotional detox wasn't about erasing her guilt. It was about reframing her perspective and letting herself feel proud of the mother she was. As you embark on your emotional detox, remember that it's not a one-time event. Just like physical health, emotional health requires ongoing care. Make time regularly to check in with yourself, process your feelings, and let go of what no longer serves you. This practice will help you navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and grace. The weight you've been carrying doesn't have to define you. You have the power to release it, to cleanse your heart and mind, and to step into a lighter, freer version of yourself. This emotional detox is your opportunity to reclaim your peace, your power, and your joy. Set down the backpack of rocks, take a deep breath, and feel the freedom of letting go. This is your time to heal, to grow, and to embrace the beauty of a life unburdened by the past. Chapter 10. The Power of Your Tribe. Imagine you're standing in the middle of a vast forest. Around you are trees, towering and strong, their roots deeply intertwined beneath the soil. These trees don't just grow independently, they thrive because of the network they share. Their roots communicate, share nutrients, and protect each other during storms. This interconnectedness is the secret to their strength and longevity. In life, we're no different. We thrive not in isolation, but through the connections we nurture, the tribe we surround ourselves with. This chapter is about discovering and embracing the power of your tribe and how it can transform your journey. Human beings are wired for connection. From the moment we're born, we seek out relationships, forming bonds with those around us. These bonds are more than just emotional ties. They shape our thoughts, influence our actions, and determine our success. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Think about that for a moment. Who are the 5 people closest to you? Do they inspire you, challenge you to grow, support you during tough times, or do they drain your energy and hold you back from becoming the best version of yourself? Let me share the story of Maria, a young entrepreneur who struggled to get her business off the ground. She had a brilliant idea, but every time she shared it with her friends, they dismissed it. "That's too risky," they'd say. "What if it fails?" Slowly, Maria began to doubt herself. She found herself procrastinating, losing motivation, and second-guessing every decision. One day, she attended a networking event and met a group of like-minded entrepreneurs. They listened to her ideas with excitement, offered advice, and shared their own stories of challenges and triumphs. For the first time, Maria felt understood and supported. She started spending more time with this new tribe, and their energy fueled her ambition. Within a year, Maria's business was thriving, and she credited it not just to her hard work, but to the people who believed in her when she struggled to believe in herself. This is the power of your tribe. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your mindset, energy, and growth. A strong tribe lifts you up, encourages you, and holds you accountable. They celebrate your victories, support you during setbacks, and remind you of your potential when you forget it yourself. Think about the relationships in your life right now. Are they nurturing or draining? Do you leave conversations feeling inspired or exhausted? It's important to assess your circle honestly, not with judgment, but with clarity. Some relationships may need boundaries, while others may need more attention and care. And in some cases, you may realize it's time to step away from connections that no longer serve you. Building a supportive tribe doesn't happen overnight, but it's one of the most rewarding investments you can make. Start by seeking out people who align with your values and goals. This doesn't mean everyone in your tribe has to share the same dreams as you. Diversity is essential for growth. What matters is that they bring positive energy into your life and challenge you to be your best self. Let me share another story. This one about James, a man who felt stuck in his career. He worked hard but was surrounded by colleagues who complained constantly and lacked ambition. James realized their negativity was rubbing off on him. He decided to take action, joining a professional organization where he met driven, enthusiastic people who shared his passion for growth. These new connections inspired James to take bold steps in his career, and within a year he had not only advanced professionally, but also found a renewed sense of purpose. Sometimes your tribe isn't just about people who inspire you, it's also about those who challenge you. A strong tribe isn't afraid to give honest feedback or hold you accountable. They'll tell you the hard truths you need to hear, not because they want to tear you down, but because they want to see you succeed. These are the people who push you out of your comfort zone and help you grow into the person you're meant to be. But building a powerful tribe isn't just about finding the right people. It's also about being the right person. Relationships are a two-way street. To attract positive, supportive individuals into your life, you need to embody those qualities yourself. Be the person who uplifts others, celebrates their successes, and offers encouragement during tough times. When you bring value to your tribe, you naturally attract people who will do the same for you. Let's not forget the importance of vulnerability in building meaningful connections. In today's world, it's easy to put up walls or present a polished version of ourselves to others. Zrenie, мы не отличаемся. We thrive not in isolation, but through the connections. Share your struggles, your fears, and your dreams with your tribe. When you open up, you create space for deeper connections and genuine support. Finally, remember that financial freedom is a journey, not a destination. There will be setbacks, unexpected expenses, and moments of doubt. But with a clear blueprint, consistent effort, and a growth mindset, you can navigate those challenges and stay on track. As you take steps to create your financial freedom blueprint, envision the life you're building. Picture yourself free from the stress of debt, confident in your ability to handle any financial challenge, and empowered to pursue your dreams. That vision is within your reach. Every dollar you save, every debt you pay off, and every investment you make is a step closer to that reality. This is your opportunity to take control of your financial destiny. The tools are in your hands, and the blueprint is yours to design. With clarity, intention, and commitment, you can create a life of financial freedom, a life where money is no longer a source of fear, but a source of possibility. The journey starts now. Chapter 13. Health as the foundation. Imagine building the tallest, most magnificent skyscraper. You've planned every detail. The design is stunning, the materials are top-notch, and the vision is grand. But if the foundation is weak, none of it will stand. Even the smallest crack can cause the entire structure to crumble. In life, your health is that foundation. It's the base upon which everything else, your career, relationships, ambitions, and dreams, rests. Without it, no matter how hard you work or how much you achieve, it's all at risk. This chapter is about recognizing your health as the cornerstone of your success and making it the priority it deserves to be. Health isn't just about the absence of illness. It's about feeling strong, vibrant, and energized. It's about waking up each morning with the physical stamina, mental clarity, and emotional resilience to tackle the day. Yet, in the hustle of life, health often takes a back seat. We push through fatigue, ignore warning signs, and tell ourselves, "I'll take care of it later." But later often comes with a price paid in stress, burnout, or preventable illnesses. Let's start with a story. Sarah, a successful marketing executive, seemed to have it all: a thriving career, a loving family, and financial stability. But her days were a whirlwind of meetings, deadlines, and late nights. She lived on caffeine, skipped meals, and told herself she didn't have time to exercise. One morning, Sarah woke up feeling dizzy and faint. A visit to the doctor revealed dangerously high blood pressure, a silent consequence of her lifestyle. That moment was her wake-up call. Sarah realized that all her success meant nothing if she didn't have the health to enjoy it. She began prioritizing her well-being, starting small with daily walks and healthier meals. Over time, she transformed not just her body, but her mindset. She became more productive, less stressed, and happier in every aspect of her life. The lesson here is clear. Health isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And the good news is, it's never too late to start taking care of yourself. No matter where you are in your journey, small, consistent changes can lead to incredible results. Let's explore what it means to truly prioritize your health. It starts with understanding that health is multidimensional. It's not just about physical fitness. It's about the interplay between your body, mind, and emotions. When one area is neglected, the others suffer. Conversely, when you nurture all aspects of your health, they amplify each other, creating a ripple effect of well-being. Physical health is the foundation of it all. Your body is your vehicle for life, and how you care for it determines how far you can go. Regular exercise isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good. It improves circulation, boosts energy, and releases endorphins that make you happier. If the idea of starting an exercise routine feels daunting, start small. Even a 10-minute walk can do wonders for your mood and metabolism. Over time, these small steps can grow into a routine that feels as natural as brushing your teeth. Nutrition is another cornerstone of physical health. Food is fuel, and what you eat directly affects your energy, focus, and longevity. Imagine putting low-quality fuel into a high-performance car. It wouldn't run efficiently, and eventually it would break down. Your body is no different. A diet rich in whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats provides the nutrients your body needs to function at its best. But nutrition isn't about perfection, it's about balance. Indulging in your favorite treats is fine, as long as it's part of an overall healthy lifestyle. Finally, remember that financial freedom is a journey, not a destination. There will be setbacks, unexpected expenses, and moments of doubt. But with a clear blueprint, consistent effort, and a growth mindset, you can navigate those challenges and stay on track. As you take steps to create your financial freedom blueprint, envision the life you're building. Picture yourself free from the stress of debt, confident in your ability to handle any financial challenge, and empowered to pursue your dreams. That vision is within your reach. Every dollar you save, every debt you pay off, and every investment you make is a step closer to that reality. This is your opportunity to take control of your financial destiny. The tools are in your hands, and the blueprint is yours to design. With clarity, intention, and commitment, you can create a life of financial freedom, a life where money is no longer a source of fear, but a source of possibility. The journey starts now. Chapter 13. Health as the Foundation. Imagine building the tallest, most magnificent skyscraper. You've planned every detail. The design is stunning, the materials are top-notch, and the vision is grand. But if the foundation is weak, none of it will stand. Even the smallest crack can cause the entire structure to crumble. In life, your health is that foundation. It's the base upon which everything else, your career, relationships, ambitions, and dreams, rests. Without it, no matter how hard you work or how much you achieve, it's all at risk. This chapter is about recognizing your health as the cornerstone of your success and making it the priority it deserves to be. Health isn't just about the absence of illness. It's about feeling strong, vibrant, and energized. It's about waking up each morning with the physical stamina, mental clarity, and emotional resilience to tackle the day. Yet, in the hustle of life, health often takes a back seat. We push through fatigue, ignore warning signs, and tell ourselves, "I'll take care of it later." But later often comes with a price paid in stress, burnout, or preventable illnesses. Let's start with a story. Sarah, a successful marketing executive, seemed to have it all: a thriving career, a loving family, and financial stability. But her days were a whirlwind of meetings, deadlines, and late nights. She lived on caffeine, skipped meals, and told herself she didn't have time to exercise. One morning, Sarah woke up feeling dizzy and faint. A visit to the doctor revealed dangerously high blood pressure, a silent consequence of her lifestyle. That moment was her wake-up call. Sarah realized that all her success meant nothing if she didn't have the health to enjoy it. She began prioritizing her well-being, starting small with daily walks and healthier meals. Over time, she transformed not just her body, but her mindset. She became more productive, less stressed, and happier in every aspect of her life. The lesson here is clear. Health isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And the good news is, it's never too late to start taking care of yourself. No matter where you are in your journey, small, consistent changes can lead to incredible results. Let's explore what it means to truly prioritize your health. It starts with understanding that health is multidimensional. It's not just about physical fitness, it's about the interplay between your body, mind, and emotions. When one area is neglected, the others suffer. Conversely, when you nurture all aspects of your health, they amplify each other, creating a ripple effect of well-being. Physical health is the foundation of it all. Your body is your vehicle for life, and how you care for it determines how far you can go. Regular exercise isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling good. It improves circulation, boosts energy, and releases endorphins that make you happier. If the idea of starting an exercise routine feels daunting, start small. Even a 10-minute walk can do wonders for your mood and metabolism. Over time, these small steps can grow into a routine that feels as natural as brushing your teeth. Nutrition is another cornerstone of physical health. Food is fuel, and what you eat directly affects your energy, focus, and longevity. Imagine putting low-quality fuel into a high-performance car. It wouldn't run efficiently, and eventually it would break down. Your body is no different. A diet rich in whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats provides the nutrients your body needs to function at its best. But nutrition isn't about perfection, it's about balance. Indulging in your favorite treats is fine, as long as it's part of an overall healthy lifestyle. Let's begin with a story. Meet Rachel, a 45-year-old accountant who spent 2 decades building a stable career. On the surface, everything seemed fine. She had a good salary, a nice home, and a supportive family. But inside, Rachel felt restless and unfulfilled. She'd always dreamed of being a writer, but had convinced herself it was too late to change. One evening, while cleaning her attic, she stumbled across an old journal filled with stories she had written as a teenager. Holding those pages in her hands, she felt a spark, a memory of who she once was and who she still wanted to be. That night, Rachel made a decision. She would reinvent herself. She started writing again, waking up early to work on her stories before heading to the office. Within 2 years, Rachel published her first book, a memoir about finding the courage to change. Reinvention didn't erase her past. It added to it, enriching her life and fulfilling a long-buried dream. Reinvention starts with a willingness to look inward. Ask yourself, who am I right now and who do I want to become? This question is both empowering and intimidating. It requires honesty and courage, but it also opens the door to possibility. Many people resist reinvention because they're afraid of change. They cling to the familiar, even when it no longer serves them, because the unknown feels risky. But what if you reframed change as an adventure? What if, instead of fearing it, you embraced it as a chance to grow, explore, and discover new parts of yourself? Consider the story of a butterfly. Before it can take flight, it must undergo a complete transformation. The caterpillar enters the cocoon, not knowing what will happen. It only knows that change is necessary. When it emerges, it is something entirely new, yet it carries the essence of what it was before. This is the art of reinvention, honoring your past while stepping boldly into your future. One of the biggest myths about reinvention is that it requires a dramatic moment of epiphany or a clean break from your current life. In reality, reinvention often begins with small, consistent steps. Think of it as planting seeds. At first, the changes may be barely noticeable, but over time, they grow into something remarkable. Maybe it's learning a new skill, changing a daily habit, or pursuing a long-forgotten passion. These small acts of courage add up, transforming not just what you do, but who you are. Let me share another story, this one about Jason, a man who worked in a corporate office but dreamed of starting his own business. For years, he hesitated, fearing failure and uncertainty. One day, Jason decided to reinvent himself in a way that felt manageable. He started by dedicating one evening a week to learning about entrepreneurship and brainstorming ideas. Then he began testing his concepts on a small scale, selling products online while keeping his day job. Over time, Jason built the confidence and resources to take the leap. Today, he runs a thriving business and credits his success to the incremental steps he took to reinvent his life. Reinvention also involves letting go of the stories you've told yourself about who you are. These stories often come from external sources, family, society, or past experiences that define you in limiting ways. You're too old to change, you're not creative, you're not smart enough. These narratives are not truths, they are beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. To reinvent yourself, you must challenge these stories and replace them with ones that empower you. Instead of saying, "I'm not creative," say, "I'm learning to embrace my creativity." Instead of thinking, "It's too late to change," remind yourself, every day is a new opportunity. Reinvention isn't just about doing more, it's also about becoming more. It's about aligning your life with your values, passions, and purpose. Take a moment to reflect on what truly matters to you. What brings you joy? What lights you up? What legacy do you want to leave behind? These questions serve as a compass, guiding you toward the life you're meant to live. One of the most powerful tools for reinvention is visualization. Close your eyes and picture the version of yourself you want to become. What do they look like? How do they carry themselves? What habits, beliefs, and actions define them? Hold this vision in your mind as a source of inspiration and motivation. Every decision you make, no matter how small, is an opportunity to move closer to that vision. Of course, reinvention isn't always easy. It requires stepping out of your comfort zone and facing the fear of failure. But failure is not the end. It's a stepping stone. Every successful reinvention story is filled with setbacks, mistakes, and moments of doubt. What sets those who succeed apart is their resilience, their willingness to get back up and keep going. Let me share one final story about Maya, a woman who felt trapped in a toxic relationship and a dead-end job. Reinvention for her meant not just changing her circumstances, but reclaiming her sense of self. She started by setting boundaries, seeking therapy, and rediscovering her passions. She left her job and enrolled in a course that aligned with her interests. The process was messy and filled with challenges, but Maya emerged stronger, happier, and more confident. Her story is a reminder that reinvention isn't about perfection, it's about progress. As you think about your own journey, remember that reinvention is a lifelong process. You're not bound by your past, your mistakes, or even your current circumstances. You have the power to rewrite your story at any moment. Each day is a blank canvas, waiting for you to pick up the brush and create something beautiful. The art of reinvention is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you truly are. It's about shedding the layers of fear, doubt, and limitation to reveal the incredible potential within you. So take a deep breath, trust in your ability to grow, and step boldly into the person you're meant to be. This is your moment to reinvent yourself, and the possibilities are endless. Chapter 15. Weathering the storms. Life is filled with storms, Moments when the winds of uncertainty, loss, failure, or hardship blow so fiercely that it feels impossible to move forward. In these times, the temptation to retreat, to give up, or to let the storm define you is strong. But just as a tree grows stronger by withstanding the wind, and a ship's captain becomes skilled by navigating rough seas, we too grow through the storms we face. This chapter is about learning to weather those storms, not just to survive them, but to emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Imagine you're on a small boat in the middle of the ocean. The sky darkens, the waves rise, and the storm begins. You can't control the wind or the rain, but you can control how you steer your boat. You can choose to panic, letting the storm toss you wherever it pleases, or you can take a deep breath, steady your grip, and focus on navigating through it. In life, storms come in many forms: the loss of a loved one, the end of a relationship, financial struggles, health challenges, or the uncertainty of a changing world. While you can't prevent these storms, you can learn to face them with courage and grace. Let me tell you the story of Jack, a small business owner who poured his heart and soul into building his company. For years, things went well, but then an economic downturn hit, and Jack's business struggled to survive. He lost customers, his savings dwindled, and he began to doubt himself. It felt like everything he had worked for was slipping away. But instead of giving up, Jack decided to adapt. He reached out to mentors for advice, pivoted his business model, and focused on what he could control. It wasn't easy. There were sleepless nights and moments of despair. But eventually, Jack's efforts paid off. His business recovered, and he emerged from the storm with a renewed sense of purpose and a deeper understanding of resilience. Jack's story is a reminder that storms don't last forever. No matter how dark the skies may seem, the clouds will eventually part and the sun will shine again. The key is to stay grounded during the storm, to hold on to hope, and to take small, deliberate actions to move forward. One of the most important tools for weathering storms is perspective. When you're in the middle of a difficult situation, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, as if the storm will never end. But take a step back and ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? 5 years from now? Shifting your perspective helps you see that most storms are temporary. Even the hardest challenges lose their intensity over time. Another story comes to mind about Maya, a single mother who lost her job during a company downsizing. With bills to pay and children to care for, she felt like the weight of the world was on her shoulders. Maya allowed herself to grieve the loss of her job, but she didn't let it consume her. She started applying for new opportunities, learning new skills, and leaning on her community for support. It wasn't an easy journey, but through persistence and resilience, Maya not only found a new job, but also discovered a passion for a field she had never considered before. The storm had shaken her, but it had also redirected her to a brighter path. One of the hardest parts of facing storms is managing the emotions that come with them: fear, anger, sadness, or frustration. These emotions are natural and valid, but if left unchecked, they can overwhelm you. A powerful strategy for processing these emotions is journaling. Write down your fears, your pain, and your doubts. Putting your feelings into words helps you release them and gain clarity. Another tool is mindfulness. Taking a few moments each day to focus on your breath, to ground yourself in the present, and to remind yourself that you're stronger than you feel. Resilience isn't just about enduring the storm, it's about growing through it. Think of a tree during a hurricane. Its branches may bend, and it may lose some leaves, but its roots grow deeper as it fights to stay standing. Similarly, every challenge you face has the potential to deepen your strength and teach you valuable lessons. The key is to approach the storm with curiosity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? Sometimes, weathering the storm means asking for help. Too often, people view asking for support as a sign of weakness, but it's actually a sign of strength. Whether it's reaching out to friends, family, or a professional, having someone to lean on can make all the difference. Remember, you're not meant to face life's challenges alone. Just as a ship's crew works together to navigate rough seas, you have a tribe, as discussed in Chapter 10, that can help you steer your course. Let's talk about preparation. While you can't predict every storm, you can build resilience to face them. This means taking care of yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. A strong foundation of health, see Chapter 13, a supportive community, and a clear sense of purpose make you better equipped to handle life's challenges. Think of it like reinforcing your ship before the storm hits. When you prioritize self-care and surround yourself with positive influences, you're better prepared to face whatever comes your way. Another key to weathering storms is adaptability. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and the ability to pivot and adjust is essential. Think of a sailor who changes course when the wind shifts. Instead of fighting the wind, they work with it, finding a new path to their destination. In your own life, this might mean redefining your goals, trying a different approach, or finding opportunities in unexpected places. Finally, remember the importance of hope. No matter how fierce the storm, hope is the light that guides you through. It's the belief that better days are ahead, that you have the strength to overcome, and that the storm is shaping you in ways you can't yet see. Hope isn't just wishful thinking, it's a powerful force that keeps you moving forward even when the path is unclear. One last story to inspire you. Emma, a marathon runner, faced a devastating injury that left her unable to compete. Running had been her identity, her passion, and her escape. At first, Emma felt lost, as if the storm of her injury had taken away everything she loved. But as she healed, she discovered a new passion for coaching others. Emma realized that while the storm had taken one dream, it had also given her the opportunity to help others achieve theirs. Her story is a testament to the power of resilience and the beauty of finding purpose, even in the midst of difficulty. As you face your own storms, remember that you are stronger than you think. The winds may be fierce, the waves may be high, but you have the ability to navigate through them. Take a deep breath, steady your grip, and trust that the storm will pass. And when it does, you'll find yourself not just standing, but stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever comes next. This is the art of weathering the storms, turning challenges into opportunities, and emerging as the hero of your own story. Chapter 16. The Legacy You Leave Behind. Imagine you're standing in a garden that stretches as far as the eye can see. Some plants are in full bloom, vibrant and alive, while others are just starting to sprout. In the distance, there are trees, tall and strong, providing shade and shelter for those who walk beneath them. This garden represents your legacy, the impact you've had on the world, the seeds you've planted, and the lives you've touched. Your legacy isn't just what you leave behind when you're gone, it's the mark you make every day. This chapter is about creating a legacy that reflects the best of who you are and inspires others long after you're gone. Legacy isn't just for the famous or powerful. It's not about monuments or wealth. It's about the intangible ways your life has mattered. Think about the teachers who shaped your thinking, the family members who guided you, the friends who stood by you, or the strangers who offered kindness when you needed it most. Their legacies live on in the ways they touched your life. Similarly, your legacy lives in the hearts and minds of those you influence, whether it's your children, your community, or even people you may never meet. To start thinking about your legacy, ask yourself one simple question: how do I want to be remembered? This question isn't meant to be morbid, it's meant to be clarifying. It shifts your focus from the busyness of life to what truly matters. When people speak of you years from now, what words do you hope they'll use? Kind, generous, courageous, inspirational? The answer to this question becomes your North Star, guiding your actions and choices. Consider the story of Amelia, a nurse who spent her career caring for patients in a small town. She wasn't famous, and she didn't amass great wealth, but her legacy was profound. Amelia treated every patient with compassion, often going out of her way to comfort families, volunteer her time, or simply offer a kind word. At her retirement party, hundreds of people came to celebrate her, a testament to the lives she had touched. Amelia's legacy wasn't written in headlines, it was written in the hearts of her community. Legacy isn't about perfection, it's about intention. No one lives a flawless life, and your legacy doesn't require you to. What matters is the effort you put into living authentically, aligning your actions with your values, and striving to leave the world a little better than you found it. Even small acts, a smile, a kind word, a helping hand, can ripple outward in ways you'll never fully see. Another important aspect of legacy is the impact you have on future generations. Imagine a child who looks up to you, learning from the way you navigate life. Your words, your actions, and even your mistakes teach them lessons that shape their own journey. Whether you have children of your own or influence others through mentorship, friendship, or leadership, your legacy is woven into the fabric of their lives. Think of your legacy as a tapestry made up of the threads of your experiences, relationships, and contributions. Some threads are bright and bold, representing your greatest achievements and proudest moments. Others are darker, symbolizing challenges or failures, but together they create a picture that is uniquely yours. It's not the perfection of the tapestry that makes it beautiful, it's the richness and authenticity of its design. Let's explore another story, this time about Marcus, a man who worked as a janitor at a university for 30 years. Marcus wasn't a professor or a dean, but his legacy was undeniable. He greeted every student with a smile, remembered their names, and offered encouragement during exams. He would quietly clean up after events, often leaving small notes of inspiration for students to find. When Marcus retired, the university held a ceremony in his honor, and hundreds of students and alumni came to thank him for the impact he had on their lives. Marcus's legacy wasn't built on a title or a salary, it was built on the kindness and consistency he showed every day. One of the most powerful ways to build a legacy is through contribution. This doesn't have to mean donating large sums of money or founding a charity, although those are wonderful acts. Contribution can be as simple as sharing your knowledge, lending a listening ear, or creating something meaningful. A writer's legacy might be the books they leave behind. An artist's legacy could be the beauty they bring to the world. A parent's legacy might be the love and guidance they give their children. Your unique talents and passions are the tools you can use to create a legacy that is deeply personal and impactful. Another aspect of legacy is courage. The courage to live authentically, to stand up for what you believe in, and to take risks in pursuit of your dreams. Think of people like Rosa Parks, whose quiet courage sparked a movement, or Malala Yousafzai, whose determination to fight for education inspired the world. Their legacies remind us that even a single act of bravery can create waves of change. But legacy isn't just about grand actions, it's also about the small, everyday moments. Think of a teacher who stays after school to help a struggling student, a neighbor who shovels the driveway for an elderly resident, or a friend who shows up with soup when you're sick. These small acts of love and generosity add up, creating a legacy that is deeply meaningful, even if it's not widely recognized. Creating a legacy also involves being intentional about your time. Life is fleeting, and the way you spend your days shapes the legacy you leave. Are you spending your time on things that align with your values? Are you investing in relationships, pursuing meaningful goals, and creating memories that matter? Imagine looking back on your life years from now. Will you feel proud of how you spent your time, or will you wish you had made different choices? Legacy begins in the present moment, in the small decisions you make every day. Let me share one final story. Lydia, a retired school teacher, spent her golden years planting trees in her neighborhood. Every day she would dig, plant and water, often explaining to passers-by that she was planting not for herself, but for future generations. Decades later, her trees now provide shade, beauty, and fresh air to the community. Lydia's legacy is visible in the roots and branches that will continue to grow long after she's gone. As you reflect on your own legacy, remember that it's not about leaving behind material wealth or accolades. It's about leaving a lasting impression on the lives you touch and the world you shape. Your legacy is the culmination of your kindness, courage, contributions, and the love you've given to others. Think of the garden of your life. What seeds are you planting today? What will bloom because of your efforts? And who will find shade and comfort under the trees you've nurtured? Your legacy is a gift to the future, a reminder that your life mattered, that your time here was spent making the world a better place. This is your opportunity to create something timeless. The legacy you leave behind will be your story, told by the lives you've touched and the impact you've made. Start now. Plant the seeds, water them with intention, and trust that the garden of your legacy will grow into something beautiful, enduring, and unforgettable. Chapter 17. The Reflection Ritual. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a serene lake, the water so still that it perfectly mirrors the sky above. As you gaze into the water, you see not only your reflection but also the world around you, clear, undisturbed, and honest. This is the essence of reflection, a moment to look deeply at your life, to see it for what it is, and to understand it in a way that transforms you. Reflection is one of the most powerful rituals you can incorporate into your life. It's not just about looking back. It's about learning, growing, and aligning yourself with the path you want to take. In our fast-paced world, reflection often takes a back seat. We move from one task to the next, one goal to another, rarely pausing to ask ourselves, how am I doing? What have I learned? What do I truly want? Yet, without reflection, life can feel like a blur, a series of events that pass without meaning. The reflection ritual is a practice of slowing down, of creating space to think, feel, and recalibrate. It's a way to ensure that you're not just living, but living with purpose. Let's start with a story. Meet Daniel, a software engineer who felt like his life was on autopilot. He worked long hours, met deadlines, and chased promotions, but something felt off. Despite his accomplishments, he wasn't happy. One evening, Daniel decided to try something different. He took out a journal and wrote down 3 questions. What went well today? What didn't go as planned? What can I do differently tomorrow? To his surprise, this simple act of reflection brought him clarity. He realized that much of his stress came from overcommitting and neglecting his health. Over time, Daniel turned his reflections into a nightly ritual, and it transformed his life. He became more intentional with his time, more aligned with his goals, and more at peace with himself. Reflection is like holding a mirror up to your life. It allows you to see what's working, what's not, and what needs to change. It's not about dwelling on the past or criticizing yourself. It's about gaining insight and moving forward with greater awareness. When you reflect regularly, you create a feedback loop that helps you grow, both personally and professionally. But how do you incorporate reflection into your life? The beauty of the reflection ritual is that it's flexible and deeply personal. It can be as simple as taking 5 minutes at the end of the day to ask yourself a few questions, or as elaborate as dedicating an entire weekend to journaling, meditating, and revisiting your goals. What matters is not the format, but the intention. To pause, to listen to yourself, and to learn. Let's explore another story, this one about Maya, a young entrepreneur who struggled to balance her work and personal life. Maya began a weekly reflection ritual on Sunday evenings, carving out an hour to review her week. She asked herself questions like, what am I proud of this week? What drained my energy? What brought me joy? Over time, this ritual helped Maya identify patterns. She realized that certain habits, like overloading her schedule or spending time with negative people, were holding her back. By reflecting regularly, she was able to make intentional changes that improved both her business and her well-being. The reflection ritual can also be a powerful tool for celebrating your progress. Too often, we focus on what we haven't done or what still needs to be achieved, overlooking how far we've come. Reflection reminds you to acknowledge your wins, big and small, and to honor the effort you've put into your journey. Think of it as a way to fuel your motivation and confidence. One of the most profound aspects of reflection is its ability to connect you with your inner self. In the busyness of life, it's easy to lose sight of your values, passions, and purpose. Reflection helps you tune out the noise and reconnect with what truly matters. It's a space to ask yourself the deeper questions. Am I living in alignment with my values? Am I pursuing goals that truly matter to me? Or am I chasing what others expect? These questions may not have immediate answers, but the act of asking them creates awareness that can guide you. Let me share another story, this time about Emma, a retired teacher who used reflection to make peace with her past. After decades of teaching, Emma found herself replaying moments from her career, times she wished she had done things differently. Instead of letting these thoughts consume her, she began a reflection ritual where she revisited those moments with compassion. She wrote letters to her younger self, forgiving her mistakes and celebrating her successes. Through this practice, Emma transformed regret into gratitude, realizing that even her missteps had shaped her into the person she was. Reflection isn't just about the past. It's also a way to visualize your future. Imagine sitting down at the beginning of each month and asking yourself, what do I want to focus on in the weeks ahead? What habits do I want to build? What challenges do I need to prepare for? This kind of forward-looking reflection helps you set intentions and approach your goals with clarity and purpose. But reflection doesn't have to be limited to journaling or thinking. It can take many forms: walking in nature, meditating, or even having deep conversations with someone you trust. The key is to create a space where you can disconnect from distractions and tune into your inner voice. Let's talk about consistency. Like any meaningful ritual, reflection becomes more powerful when practiced regularly. It doesn't have to be daily, but finding a rhythm that works for you, whether it's weekly, monthly, or quarterly, ensures that reflection becomes a habit, not an afterthought. Think of it as checking the compass on your journey. The more often you do it, the more aligned you'll stay with your true north. One final story to inspire you. Marcus, a CEO of a growing company, started a quarterly reflection retreat where he spent a weekend away from work and distractions. During these retreats, he reviewed his personal and professional goals, revisited his values, and wrote letters to his future self. These rituals didn't just help Marcus grow as a leader, they also deepened his self-awareness and helped him make decisions that aligned with his vision for the company and his life. The reflection ritual is a gift you give yourself, a pause in the rhythm of life to honor your journey, learn from your experiences, and align with your purpose. It's a practice that grounds you in the present, heals the past, and prepares you for the future. As you embrace the art of reflection, remember that it's not about finding perfect answers. It's about asking the right questions, being honest with yourself, and committing to growth. Your reflection ritual can be as simple or elaborate as you want, but its impact will be profound. It will help you navigate life with greater clarity, resilience, and purpose. This is your moment to pause, to breathe, and to look inward. Take the time to reflect, not just today, but as a regular part of your journey. In doing so, you'll not only deepen your understanding of yourself, but also create a life that is intentional, meaningful, and truly yours. Chapter 18. The final chapter is yours. Picture yourself holding a beautifully bound book, its pages thick and smooth, with a title embossed in gold, Your Life Story. You flip through the pages and see chapters filled with joy, pain, triumph, and lessons learned. Some chapters are vibrant and inspiring, while others are heavier, reflecting moments of struggle. But as you near the end, you notice something remarkable. The final chapter is blank. It's untouched, unwritten, waiting for you to decide how it will unfold. This chapter, the final chapter is yours, is about empowering you to take control of your story, shape your future, and live a life that reflects your deepest dreams and values. The beauty of life is that it's a story you can rewrite at any time. No matter where you are, how many mistakes you've made, or how many opportunities you've missed, the next chapter is always unwritten. You hold the pen. The final chapter isn't about how others see you, it's about how you see yourself and the legacy you want to leave behind. Think about this moment in your life. Maybe you've reached a point where you feel proud of how far you've come, or maybe you're still striving to find your purpose. Wherever you are, this is your turning point. The final chapter is your chance to align your actions with your dreams, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to embrace the person you are becoming. Let's start with a story about a man named Jonathan. At 65, Jonathan retired after a long career as an accountant. For years, he had followed a routine life, fulfilling responsibilities and meeting expectations, but never truly pursuing his passions. As he packed up his office on his last day of work, Jonathan realized something. He had always dreamed of being a musician, but he had never dared to chase that dream. That night, he dusted off the guitar he hadn't touched in decades and began to play. At first, it felt awkward, but he kept at it, dedicating time each day to practice. Within a year, Jonathan joined a local band. By 70, he was performing at community events, inspiring others to chase their dreams, no matter their age. Jonathan's story reminds us that it's never too late to write a new chapter. The first step in writing your final chapter is envisioning the life you want to create. Take a moment to close your eyes and imagine yourself a year from now. What does your life look like? Who are you spending time with? How do you feel when you wake up each morning? This vision isn't just a fantasy. It's a blueprint. Every choice you make, every habit you build, and every risk you take is a sentence, a paragraph, or a page in the chapter you're writing. Now let's talk about courage. Writing your final chapter requires bravery because it often means stepping into the unknown. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone, following the patterns and routines you've always known. But the most extraordinary chapters are written when you take risks, challenge yourself, and embrace change. Think of pioneers like Rosa Parks, Elon Musk, or Malala Yousafzai. Their stories inspire not because they played it safe, but because they dared to dream big and act boldly. Here's another story to illustrate the power of courage. Maria, a single mother, had always wanted to open a bakery. For years, she set the dream aside, telling herself it was too risky. But one day, after a heart-to-heart conversation with her teenage daughter, Maria realized she wanted to set an example of following one's passions. She started small, baking for friends and neighbors. Word spread, and soon, Maria's dream became a reality. Today, her bakery is a thriving business, and Maria's story is a testament to what happens when you take that first courageous step. The final chapter is also about reflection. As you think about the life you've lived so far, ask yourself, what am I most proud of? What have I learned from my challenges? What do I want to do differently moving forward? Reflection isn't about regret. It's about gaining clarity. It's about taking the lessons of your past and using them to guide your future. But don't stop at reflection. Take action. Your dreams won't write themselves into reality. Whether it's pursuing a new career, repairing a relationship, traveling the world, or simply living with more intention, you have to take the first step. The final chapter isn't about waiting for the perfect moment, it's about creating it. Let's talk about time. One of the greatest illusions we face is the idea that we have plenty of it. The truth is, none of us know how many pages we have left in our book. This isn't meant to be a source of fear, but a reminder to live fully. Don't let procrastination, fear, or doubt rob you of the chance to write a chapter you're proud of. The best time to start is now. One of the most beautiful aspects of your final chapter is the impact you have on others. Your story doesn't exist in isolation. It intertwines with the lives of those around you. Every kind word, every moment of support, every act of love becomes part of someone else's story. Think of a teacher who inspired you, a friend who lifted you during a tough time, or a stranger whose kindness stayed with you. Your actions ripple outward, shaping the world in ways you may never fully see. Consider the story of Ethan, a retired firefighter who spent his final years mentoring young people in his community. Ethan didn't see himself as extraordinary. He simply shared his time, wisdom, and encouragement. But years later, those he mentored went on to achieve great things, often crediting Ethan for believing in them when they didn't believe in themselves. His final chapter wasn't about personal accolades, but about the legacy he left through the lives he touched. As you write your final chapter, remember that it doesn't have to be perfect. Life is messy, unpredictable, and sometimes filled with detours. But those detours often lead to the most meaningful moments. The key is to keep moving forward, to keep writing, even when the path isn't clear. One last story to inspire you. Helen, a woman in her 80s, decided to write a memoir. She had lived through wars, loss, and triumphs, and she wanted to share her story with her grandchildren. As she wrote, she realized that her life wasn't defined by a single event, but by the way she had shown up each day with love, resilience, and hope. Her memoir became a treasured gift, a reminder to her family that life's greatest achievements often lie in the way we face our everyday moments. Your final chapter is your masterpiece. It's the culmination of everything you've learned, experienced, and dreamed. It's your chance to leave a mark, to create a legacy, and to live with purpose. The pen is in your hand, and the page is blank. What will you write? Whatever it is, let it be bold, let it be true, and let it be yours. This is your moment to create something extraordinary. The final chapter isn't the end. It's the beginning of a life lived with intention, courage, and love. So go ahead, write your story. The world is waiting to read it. As we come to the end of this book, let me remind you of one simple truth. This isn't the end, it's the beginning. You've journeyed through every chapter, reflecting, dreaming, learning, and preparing yourself to step into a new version of you. But now, the most important work begins. taking what you've learned and turning it into action. This book wasn't just words on a page, it was a conversation between us, a space where your dreams, doubts, and potential were acknowledged and celebrated. If you've reached this point, I want you to know something deeply important. You matter. Your dreams matter. The life you envision is possible. No matter where you are right now, no matter how many challenges you've faced or how far you think you have to go, the power to create a meaningful, fulfilling life is within you. You've explored how to reflect on your past, set goals, face fear, build resilience, and embrace reinvention. These are not abstract ideas. They are tools you can use every single day to build a life that aligns with your values, passions, and purpose. But tools alone aren't enough. It's your courage to pick them up and use them that will create the transformation you seek. Let me ask you to pause for a moment and reflect. Think about the dreams you had when you first began this journey. Are they closer now? Do they feel more real, more attainable? If you've even taken a single step toward them, that's progress. Celebrate it. Progress, no matter how small, is the foundation of greatness. Life will still throw challenges your way. There will be storms, setbacks, and moments when you doubt yourself. But remember this, you are stronger than you think. You've faced difficulties before, and you've come out the other side. You have everything you need within you to keep moving forward, to grow, to thrive. You are not the same person who started reading this book. You are someone who has taken the time to reflect, to dream, and to prepare for change. You've planted seeds of possibility, and with care and effort, those seeds will grow into something extraordinary. You don't have to have all the answers right now. You just need to take the next step, and then the next, trusting that each step is leading you toward the life you're meant to live. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's not about avoiding mistakes, but about learning from them. It's not about doing everything at once, but about doing something, no matter how small, to honor your potential. And as you move forward, remember this: you are not alone. There are others walking similar paths, others who are striving to grow, heal, and become their best selves. Share your journey, connect with others, and lean on your tribe. Together, we are stronger. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your story, even for a short time. Your willingness to read, reflect, and grow is a testament to your courage and your belief in a better future. That belief is powerful, and it will guide you through whatever comes next. Now, as you close this book, remember, the pen is in your hand. The next chapter is yours to write. Fill it with boldness, love, curiosity, and courage. Dream big, act boldly, and never stop believing in yourself. The best is yet to come, and it begins now with you. Go out and live the story only you can write. The world is waiting. You are ready.